Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Los Angeles. Welcome to my backyard. Beautiful day in Los Angeles. Welcome to the trading desk with Sergio. What's going on? Things are getting tougher out there, folks. Stonks only don't go up, do they now? Yeah, I mean, the sell-off came out of the blue, and they usually do. When everybody's on one side of the boat, somehow the boat balances itself out. And yeah, I mean, I was short by 2x, 3x ETFs, SNDQ on SNDK, SOXS on SOXL, but this thing can feed on itself. So please, please, please be careful. It is getting tougher. I'm nibbling on a couple of things. They're not going well, obviously, but I'm doing it at a point that either we'll get a relief rally, I'll take my L and move on. And yeah, it's if you look at the market, only down 2-3% from all-time highs, not even maybe. And where are some stocks, right? Let's talk about space stocks. SpaceX is something else. Let's talk a little bit about Rocket Lab, ASTS, RDW, Lunar, LUNR, down 50% plus from their highs, and with the market only down a couple of percent. Many other ones in the group, right? And so there's definitely rotation going on. Oil is pulling back very sharply. All the industrial metals are pulling back. I'm nibbling on a couple like AA, Aluminum Corp of America. But there's definitely a direct correlation between the metals and base metals, industrial metals, precious metals, and USO, which is crude oil. I think the levels I'm doing it at, I'm comfortable holding and absorbing a little bit of unrealized losses because nobody will be able to buy the bottom. Nobody knows where the bottom is. But you just got to be careful out there, man. And when people say, oh, stocks only go up, I'm like, no, stocks don't only go up. Stocks go down. And when they go down 3 times as fast as they go up. So, here at the trading desk or my 30-plus year career, I've seen this a million times. And rotation is definitely happening. Financials are doing well. Some of the consumer cyclicals are doing well, but that's the defensive stuff. Chip stocks obviously are selling off. Overnight, they tried to bounce. Didn't work out. They're all red. Specifically MICRON, and the headline indicates today MICRON earnings are after the close today. I think that's going to be important. I wouldn't say as important as, let's say, an NVIDIA earnings, but it's definitely going to be important, especially I'm pretty sure they're going to beat, but I think market expectations are for them to beat by 100%, pretty much. So, if the stock goes down tomorrow, don't be surprised. But I was kind of positioned for it. I was balanced. Now I'm kind of turning a little bit more negative on the overall look, but still not bearish. But short term looks pretty tough. So let's take care of some business. So 4 things. Obviously, you're watching me on the YouTube channel or X. In fact, I forgot to put trading desk handle. TTD Twitter. Trading desk has a Twitter account now with a blue check mark, believe it or not. It's at Trading Desk HQ, right there. Good morning, Vartan. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, that's the TTD Twitter. Oh, I misspelled it. Shucks. Am I dyslexic? No. Let's delete that. Let's do it again. TTD Twitter is at Trading Desk HQ, just like you see it, just like that. So if you're interested, please go follow, give it a follow. I do post frequently. So a few things. Let's take care of business first, and then we'll talk about the markets. But as I said, MICRON earnings are on tap after the close. More than what they did is what they say is going to be important, the guidance. But we're at nosebleed levels, folks. I mean, when I was posting on Twitter or with my members on the Discord, I go, we need to take the other side. In fact, if you watch Monday's live stream and trading desk live stream, I said I'm going to take the other side. I didn't do it by shorting the stocks because you can't short these things. I mean, they're $2,000 stocks. What am I going to short? A couple hundred shares. But I bought some 2x ETFs on SNDQ, SNDK, SanDisk, which is the symbol is SNDQ. That did well. I sold that position with decent profits today. I also Soxel, which is the 3x ETF, bullish ETF of SOXX. Bought some SOXS, which is the inverse 3x ETF of SOXX. A lot of letters, I know. So that was up. I think I got out this morning. That was about 30% trade. And now I'm nibbling on some longs, but then they're creating a little bit of unrealized gains, but I'm sizing correctly. I'm buying a couple hundred shares here and there and trying to figure out where they could end up. I'm already buying them down 50-60%, couple of space stocks, couple of 2x ETFs on those. Actually, none of this is trading financial or investment advice. What I do is very risky. Do your own due diligence. If you're going to follow me, please do it carefully. I can handle the risk. My account size can't handle it. I don't YOLO. I don't FOMO. I don't HODL. I don't do any of that. More importantly, I take the L when I need to take the L. That's the problem with a lot of traders these days. They don't take the L. Look, man, you're wrong. You got to admit you're wrong. Market's going to do what it's going to do. I'm doing it at specific points that I think the downside is limited, and they still go lower, right? So you got to take the L because nobody knows where it's going to stop. Preservation of capital is the most important thing. Talking about capital, both my trading accounts, my Robinhood account and my Schwab account, are at new all-time equity highs, which is fine. But I protect that like nobody's business, right? So I don't allow too much of a drawdown because the math is pretty simple on drawdowns. If you allow 10% drawdown, you only need to go up 12% to get back to even. If you allow 20% drawdown, you only need to get up 25% to get back to even. But if you allow 50% drawdown, you need to get back up 100%. You need to double your account to get back to even. And that is very, very, very difficult to do year in, year out. So keep your drawdowns to a minimum, watch your equity, all the positions you have. You know what a lot of people post on X and YouTube and whatever, their realized gains. Means nothing to me. Realized gains, we all have realized gains. What's happening in the overall account? An overall account scoreboard is your equity. And it's looking at you every second, and it's being marked to market every second of the day with all the other positions you have. You can post all your realized gains. Means nothing to me. You can post your win rate. Means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Okay? So the scoreboard, the true scoreboard is equity. Do you have more money than you did yesterday? You did? Good. If you don't, that means something is happening in the account. So that's the important thing to understand, folks. I trade my equity. I cannot allow drawdowns of 50%. Some stocks I trade are down 50-60%. Okay? Not that I own it. I'm just saying that when I'm entering at levels that I think the probabilities are on my side. And I still could be wrong. For example, take BMNR, right? Everybody was talking about Tom Lee's the GOAT, right? $40, $50, $60, $70 a share. Stocks down to 14. And how many times can something go down 50% and never hit zero? Unlimited amount of times, folks. So percentages are percentages. Understand the math behind trading. But the simplest rule is look at your scoreboard, man, right? You had $1,000 yesterday. Today you have 900. You lost 10%. Now to get back to 1,000, you only need to go up 12%. That's pretty easy to do. But if you go down from 1,000 to $500, now you need to go up 100% to get back to even. That's climbing the mountain over and over and over and over again. There's no reason. Like we're climbing Mount Everest as it is. Trading is tough as it is. We'll get to the peak, and then we'll roll ourselves all the way down to base camp. Well, do you know how much effort it took to get to the peak? Stay around the peak. Don't fall all the way down to base camp. That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. So good morning. Good morning. Naka Kelly. Good morning. Hello. G Money says Enron 2.0. I don't know if it's that bad. Well, I was on the desk during Enron and WorldCom, and I remember, and all the newbies have no idea what I'm talking about now. I don't think it's that. I really don't. And a lot of people are doing the analogy of, the bubble, 2000 .com bubble. I was on the desk trading. It's nothing like that. These companies do have earnings. These companies have free cash flow. These companies are different. I'm not saying it cannot happen because at the levels that we're trading, and not on the index level, but at the levels of some individual stocks trading with no earnings, for example, all the space stocks, right? Everybody was pumping them, ASTS, Rocket Lab, this and that. Okay, I'm entering now at down 60% and I'm nervous, right? So nobody knows, right? I mean, I thought I was short all these things. Actually, I shorted it a little too early. If I shorted it and just came back today, 3 months later, I would be in heaven. And but nobody knows. I don't think it's Enron. I don't think anybody is cooking the books. I think the demand is real. I'm not sure about this AI bullshit, the snake oil salesman like Sam Altman out there, who are, I'm not going to call Elon a snake oil salesman, but I watched him on Joe Rogan. He kept saying AI is going to create a universal high income. I have no fucking idea what that means, Elon. But then Joe Rogan is a meathead. He doesn't understand finance. He didn't ask him, like, how do we get there, Elon? Like, Elon, how do I get to universal high income? I have high income, but I want to get universal high income. I don't want to do anything, and I want my bank account go up to zeros. How do I do that, Elon? AI is going to do that? Bullshit. AI is not going to do that. But what it's going to do is it's going to revolutionize the economy. It's going to be looking completely different. A lot of people are going to lose jobs. They're already losing. And this is not just, ditch diggers, truckers. Autonomy is coming. A lot of drivers, truckers, the lifeline of the country. I mean, if we do autonomous trucks, what are these people going to do? And then when they say, oh, it's going to be utopia and we're going to have a wonderful time. And I'm like, what the F are you guys talking about, man? How am I going to go train, and then they go, we retrain and, reposition. A trucker? There's 10 million truckers in this country, man. That's what they've been doing generationally, right? That's why you're getting your garbage from China when you go to Walmart or Costco or Target. Those are the people bringing your stuff. Okay, so trucking becomes autonomous. All right. What do these people do? We're going to go retrain them? What are they going to become? What are they going to do? So AI is still up in the air for me. And all this CapEx that's going on, where's the RR? Where's the ROI on this? Is it going to come? Because this is a lot of money, folks. We're talking trillions and trillions of dollars going into these data centers and stuff like that. So I have my thought process on this. I'm not buying any of the snake oil salesman bullshit that's going around. I have kids. I think about it every day. Like, what are my kids going to do? Right? So I'm fine. I don't worry about it. I live at a place like that. That's my backyard, folks. I don't worry about any of this stuff. I trade. I make money. I lose money. Doesn't make any difference to me. But the new generation, boy, you guys have some problems going on. So G-Money Enron, I don't know G-Money Enron. I was on the desk, man. It's nothing like it. It's not today. Again, are the stocks extremely pumped? Yeah. Could they crash? Yeah. But when a stock like AXTI or AOI or Micron or SanDisk or Western Digital or Seagate Technology, when they go up 500% in like a year, that's not normal, folks. Okay, I'm being honest and truthful here. I was on the desk when you're in the trading, the 2000 dot-com bubble. I mean, we'd be looking at each other, and I go like, look, we're a profit center. We're going to buy and sell stock. We buy on the bid, sell on the offer all day. But I was like, what is happening? Like when Yahoo went to like $1,200 a share or something, I was like, it was the greater fool theory, right? So I buy it today. Some idiot is going to buy it to me at a higher price tomorrow. Like it's happening with Wendy's today. Almost a bankrupt company. You know, this is the power of retail. But then if you get stuck in that, you know, for example, GME, right? When it goes on, it's fine. But most of the time, people don't get out in time and then they get stuck. The musical chairs end, folks. I'm not bearish, okay? I'm not negative. But musical chairs, when the musical chairs ends and there's not enough chairs, and or if there are 100 people in a room and then somebody yells fire and then there's a narrow door to get out, that's why you need to get out before. You know, and my mentors used to say this all the time. They go, Serge, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't be a pig, folks. I mean, a lot of people are pigs. They just go, oh, look at me. I'm swinging options. I double my account in 3 days. Yeah, come back in 10 years. Let me talk to you if you're still alive. But I've been doing this for a long time. I have seen it all. You know, experience helps. Does it make you extra money? Probably. Actually, more than make you money, what it does is it stops you from losing money because you have seen the movie before. And when you've seen the movie multiple times, you go, yeah, I've seen this movie. I ain't stepping in this garbage, right? And then a lot of people go, oh, you missed the rally on MICRON. I'm like, no, I didn't miss the rally on MICRON. I made money from 300 to 500, but then at like 1200, no, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to buy it with your money or SanDisk, right? And, you know, so again, I'm not negative, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to apply the 3 Ps, right? Position. Well, the first P, patience. Like I'm waiting. And then I do it. Okay, I could still lose money because the market doesn't care who you are, how much you know, how much money you have, right? And patience is the key, right? Sometimes the best trades you do are the trades that you don't do. Sit on your hands. Sitting on your hands is okay. Just get used to it. You don't need the adrenaline rush. You don't need to be a junkie. Second P is position size. Most people don't have a clue about position size. I have a large 6-figure trading account at Schwab. I have an investment account. I have a $1,000 Robinhood challenge account. In my main trading account, I don't put more than 2 to 5% of the account equity. I never use margin. I did that before. That wasn't funny. I don't put more than 2 to 5% into any position. Period. Because I don't YOLO. I can't YOLO. I can't YOLO with a 6-figure trading account. I just can't, right? And most of the time I'm 50% cash. Actually, at the moment, I'm probably close to 70% cash. But what I'm trying to say is that's the second P, position size. And number 3 is planning. Plan. Do you have a plan? When shit goes wrong, do you have a plan? What is your plan? Is your plan to dig a hole in the sand and say, it'll be okay one day. I'll stick my head out when shit's better. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Stonks go down, folks. Okay? Stonks only don't go up. They go down. And when they go down, they take the express elevator down. And I can give you a million examples of it. And then there are stocks that are in a perennial bear market of their own. Look at big companies. You don't have to go too far. Look at Lululemon. Look at Nike. Look at least. Look at Adobe. Look at ServiceNow. Look at Oracle. Look at CRM. These things are down 50, 70, 80%. Right? Look at Nike. Look at Netflix. I own Netflix in my actually long-term port. I paid 83, went to 100. I can't sell before less than a year due to tax ramifications. But then look at it, right? So stocks go down. And now it's the time for the chips. Well, are we in the nosebleed section? Yeah. So be careful. I'm not telling you not to trade, but then take a L if it's going against you. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. So for Scott, we ended the YouTube membership and we created the Discord server. So please pay attention to that. And for Scott and for whoever is watching, here's the information on the new stuff. Let's take care of some business. We'll talk about the markets and we'll look at the positions. I'm bleeding a little bit on the side, but it's okay. So I have a website. It's right here. This is the website. So there is a free, completely free, no obligation newsletter that goes out every Monday. I think we're up to 40 every Monday. It goes out at noon Pacific time. Amazing articles in there. Please go check it out. It's a free subscription. Free, completely free. No strings attached. All you have to do is say subscribe. You'll start getting the articles when they drop in your mailbox. That's one. The other thing is on the website that we created is, I know a lot of people don't have the attention span these days. They don't like reading too much. But the articles are 4 or 5 minute reads anyway. But besides that, not now, about a month ago, there's a listen button. You can look at the article. You don't have to read. Click on the listen button, like an audiobook. Maybe you're going to work. I don't know, you have 40 minutes. Go listen to a few articles, right? All of them have the listen button. And we just added about a month ago Spanish. So if you're Hispanic and your English is not good, please click on Espanol. It'll convert everything, and you can listen that way as well. So that's one. So second one, last Monday, 10 days ago. Was it 10 days ago? Yeah, 10 days ago. I used to have Telegram chat group. Stopped that because it was madness. So created a Discord server. The Discord server is under the trading desk. And there is a free version and a premium version. Free trading desk Discord. This is the link. You don't have to grab it here. You can look in the show notes. Everything is in the show notes. So please, if you're interested, it's free. What do you get to free member? Obviously the chat, this and that, but you also get the same article you're getting on the website for free. So you automatically will receive that. That's that. And there's a premium version. The premium Discord server link is this. Again, it's in the show notes. What do the premium Discord server members get? They get my trades live. Again, none of this is trading, financial, or investment advice. What I do is very risky. Do your own due diligence. My goal is to teach you how to fish. My goal is not to give you the fish. But I do give you the fish if you're a premium member, and it could be right, it could be wrong. In order to achieve my returns, you need to do all of it. If you just pick, if I'm doing 10 trades a week and then a couple of them are losers and you're only picking those two losers, you're going to lose money. Do I lose money? Yes, I do. Do I have L's? Yes, I do. Fully transparently, right? Then what they get is, so I do my trade and I post it live on the server. Number two, they get my open positions at the end of every day. Number three, they get their own live stream once every couple of weeks. So it's like an Ask Me Anything session. They can ask me whenever. But my goal is to inform and educate and teach. I love teaching. I know this game inside out. I just want to teach you guys how to become better traders. There's no perfection. Everybody loses money. If you're on X, all these charlatans, they go like, oh, look at my win rate. I'm like, who gives a fuck about your win rate, bro? Who cares? And then somehow they always buy this, low and sell the high. All these folks, wonderful folks on X and YouTube. And 95% of them do the same thing. 95% of them do, I sell puts, I sell calls, I wheel. There's a lot of studies on wheeling, folks. You guys should go check it out. Wheeling works when the market's going up. When you try to wheel, a MICRON when it goes down $400, then we'll talk about it. But I know all that stuff, right? But just touching back on the third P, which is planning, structuring a trade is not easy. The simplest way is obviously buy the shares, right? But then when you introduce derivatives like options, you have to know the Greeks. You have to know what kind of structure, what kind of form this trade should take on the underlying. So you don't want to do the underlying, you want to do options. Obviously, the simplest way is buying calls, buying puts. And I do a lot of directionals, right, at the right moment. But then I do a lot of call credit spreads, put credit spreads, iron condors, butterflies, everything on the book. But then I know what kind of trade to put on, because I feel like on the internet, everybody is a one-trick pony. I sell puts, I get assigned, I sell calls. And then you miss the stock going up. Like if you did that with MICRON or SanDisk, you watched it go up 1,000 points because you had a cover call. Not sure. So my point is there is the third P of the three Ps is planning. What is your plan? Okay, so you expect the stock to pull back here. You wait with patience to let it come to you. And then now what kind of trade structure am I going to put on? Am I going to put in a four-legged structure? Am I going to sell a PCS and buy a CDS? Or the other way around if I'm bearish? Am I going to sell as, call credit spread and then buy a put debit spread? So when I go fast, if you guys don't understand it, please ask me the questions. Like PCS is put credit spread, CDS is call debit spread, CCS is call credit spread, and CDS is call debit spread. So can I do that, right? Can I do a synthetic? Can I buy the stock synthetically, sell the put, buy the call at the same strike or a little higher strike, and do it with some credit? So I can have turbocharged position, right? It's called the synthetic position. I mean, I want to teach you all these things. In order for you to learn, you have to join somehow, right? And I'm willing to teach. I'm willing to pay it forward. I'm willing to share this information. I'm willing to share my experience. And then the premium Discord is for that. They get that. They get also my little Robinhood account challenge, which, proud to say, open the Robinhood account, because a lot of people say, well, Serge, it's a lot of money. You need a lot of money to start trading. I'm going, no, you don't need a lot of money. In fact, I post all this, by the way, on the YouTube channel for free, community page of the YouTube channel with a delay, obviously. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post my open positions. Again, none of this is trading, financial investment advice. There's a delay there, so be careful. And I also post my Robinhood account. And proud to say, opened the account when I started the YouTube channel 2 years ago, but $1,000. The numbers don't lie. So as of yesterday, today I'm having a little drawdown, tiny little bit, maybe like 1%. But as of yesterday, that account cracked $17,000. It's up about 180% for this year. But that account I managed with super laser focused risk management, no drawdowns more than 10, 12%. And I post my year to date pretty much every day on the Discord server, but I also post it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on the community page of the YouTube channel. Go check it out. What I do in there is a little bit is different than what I do in my actual trading account, which is mostly shares, right? Luckily now we can go short on Robinhood equity, long, short. I have a level 3 approval on Robinhood and margin approval. Obviously, you need to go short stocks, but my breakdown probably would be 70% stocks, 75%, maybe 25% options, and most of the options are going to be either selling premium or very short dated weekly cover calls and things like that. So, but it's doable, folks. You just gotta pay attention to what's going on, right? Is it going to make me rich? No. What is my goal with that account? And can I run it to $1 million? Yeah. If I go 200% for the next 3 years, it'll be $1 million. I'm like, is it reasonable and rational? No. Is trading a get rich quick scheme? No. So stop chasing the bullshit, folks. There's a lot of bullshit. So going back to the Discord, the premium Discord, 50% off, basically a Big Mac, literally. So I don't want to say how much it is, but it's a Big Mac. You're getting me for a Big Mac? I don't know. I think I'm selling myself cheap here. Premium Discord, 50% off promo. If you do go to the premium version for 3 months, you have to put the promo code FIRST100, all capitals, FIRST 100, to get 50% off for 3 months. Yeah, so that's that. Valtan, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Let's see what kind of disaster is happening in the background. Oh, and last but not least, this is my Twitter handle for the trading desk, at Trading Desk HQ, just like the way you see it. What else is going on? We'll go to the positions any second now. Enron, no, I think Enron is okay. Scott, so you got the information, all this information, and what you get is in the show notes. Just click on more while you're watching. All the links are below. Let's see. G Money says I'm nervous. I'm not nervous, bro. I don't get nervous. So we can tell a little anecdote here. We all had call signs or handles on our trading desk. Mine was Iceman. I don't get nervous, bro. Do I lose money? Yeah. If you look at me, like look at me today and say, "Are you losing money today, Serge? Or are you making money today?" You couldn't tell. I'm like, yeah. So I'm not nervous. I'm realistic about things, right? Especially AI and the snake oil salesman out there. But you know, I'm not nervous now. I'm selling tulips all day, every day. Okay. Sure. Are you shorting things? What are you doing? You know, buying directional puts are really, really expensive. But you can short the stocks. I mean, you know, most people don't short things. I don't know why they don't short things. I don't know. I mean, it's easy to short, folks. Go educate yourself or go stick around. I'll teach you how to do it. All right, let's go to positions because I need a coffee break. Ooh, we're selling off hard. We are selling off hard. I can see it. I can see it in the background. Ooh, S&P negative now. We're selling off hard. Stocks so hard. Ooh, it's getting funky, folks. It's getting funky. It's getting nervous time. Yeah, my AA is bleeding bad, man. I got in there right on 50 EMA, and then sure enough, it's just kind of bleeding me dry. Look at that thing. I mean, I waited until 54, 55 to get in. Stock was 84. You know, this is Alcoa. This is not like your garbage can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, oil keeps selling off. Yeah, support here somewhere. I'm at max position size on most things, so I may add a couple of new ones, but that's about it. I'm not going to F around. I'm not going to faffle with any of this stuff. So Soxel, yeah, that's selling off. SOXS, yeah, I took the profits there. I paid like $340 for those, like $430. I sold $420 this morning. Yeah, I'll take that. What is that? 30%. SNDK, I'm sure is red now. I'm sure it's down another 90. MICRON earnings. Now everybody's going to pray on MICRON that the earnings are good, or this thing could tank and get down to about 800. Maybe I'll take a look at it at 800. You know, all these things have 2x inverse ETFs, by the way, folks. MUZ, right? MICRON ETF. So, and then like CBRS earnings came out yesterday. Cerberus, right? $135 a share. Was the pricing of the IPO. This is an IPO opened at 386. We're at 185, folks. So stonks go down. Okay. Yeah. If anybody says stonks don't go down, they do. I opened the position on RDW down 10% already. And where I opened it was like literally like on the 200 EMA. Stock was 27. I waited. In fact, I was short at 25.50. I covered it with 20%. Should have kept it. Should have, would have, could have, right? Now I'm taking a shot on the long side for a mean reversion trade, maybe oversold bounce trade. It ain't happening. So yeah, I mean, I'm into support here. So I'll hold on to those positions for a few days minimum. Same thing with Lunar, right? Same thing with Intuitive Machines. Look at that thing, 47 high, down to 19. Yeah, stocks go down, folks. Same Rocket Lab, right? Oh, Rocket Lab is this, Rocket Lab is that. I'm like, okay, cool. 151 high, stocks down to 85, down 40%. ASTS, same thing. All these space stocks, they don't have a pot to piss in. Okay, there it is. 134 high, 67 now, down more than 50%. And we're only down 3% from all-time highs, folks, right? So stocks do go down. Do we trade? Yeah. Stocks are to be bought and sold. Stocks are not to be bought and held. Very few, like Google's maybe, or maybe Mag 7, some of the Mag 7. Even those are getting killed. Meta, for example. I mean, right? Okay. Microsoft. How you doing there? Look at these things, right? I mean, they're all downtrends, man. How about Adobe? You want to buy some of that garbage? You know? Okay, here it is. You know, here it is. This is 3-year Adobe. Yeah, I sell puts, I sell calls. Well, the stock high 638. We're down to 197. We're down under 200. This is 3 years, folks. 3 years ago, Adobe was at not even 3 years ago. This is March, April of 2024, 2 years ago. Yeah, I sell puts, I sell calls. Okay, there you go. Same thing, ServiceNow. There's ServiceNow. How you doing? Right? You know, here's CRM, Salesforce.com. There you go. Look at these things. I mean, you know, bro, trade what's in front of you, right? So stocks do go down, folks. When people say stocks always go up, I'm like, nah, not necessarily. Okay, everybody's in love with what, Palantir, right? Everybody talks about Palantir. Okay, we're down to 112. How you doing, right? If you didn't catch it on the way from 20 to 200, and then you're still in love with it at 200, and you're still in love with it at 180 and 160, I'm like, no. Same thing happening with SoFi, because all these stocks, that's just the only thing people talk about, although SoFi is outperforming most stocks at the moment. So I am paying close attention actually to SoFi. I do like Hood here actually. This pullback on Hood definitely is going to be bought by myself. In fact, right about here, yeah, right about 94, a couple of 3 more points. I'm going to be all over Hood like white on rice, but like I'm nibbling on RDW. It keeps going down every day, 5-6%. I'm like, okay, well, I just nibbled like 4 days ago. I put on some semi-synthetic on. I'm eating it, you know. But then on the other side, I did a great SPCH trade, you know, SOXS trade, SNDQ trade. So it's balanced itself out, right? But yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And let's see where we are. Yeah, AA is just, yeah, it's not pretty at the moment. So what I did with AA was I sold a 55 put, bought the 50 put, which is a PCS, put credit spread. And just to turbocharge it a little bit, I bought 65 calls going out to July expiration. And it's bleeding at the moment. It's down like $1,700. But then it's only 20 lots. It's not going to kill me, right? So always size correctly, folks. Like a couple thousand shares here, a couple thousand shares there. In fact, there is a stock I'm waiting to buy. This is my SNDQ SOXS. Whatever is highlighted, by the way, is open. Whatever is not, it's closed. I'm looking to buy some VLO down to 18. Okay. Yeah, hopefully we'll get down to 15, 16. I'll give it a shot. So, you know, I have my buy list ready. If it happens, I'll be there. If it don't, then you won't. Some of these nosebleeds are absolutely getting crushed. AXTI, for example, down to 67. Actually, I will probably give that a shot at 55. Yeah, AA, I didn't expect this much, but yeah, I may have to take an L there. But then a bounce to 200 will save my butt on this. I wasn't looking for much, man. I was looking for a mean reversion trade up to 65, and then shit keeps going down because it's 100% correlation to USO. Gold, same thing, selling off. New low under 200 EMA now, not pretty. Silver, not pretty. Dollar index is breaking out. And a higher dollar, by the way, is not good for stocks, folks. There it is. Dollar index breaking out after going sideways for 3 years. Pay attention to this stuff. And a lot of people only look at, you know, technicals. Yeah, technicals are fine. That's chopsticks. You got to pay attention to fundamentals. Dollar has been going sideways for 3 years. It has broken out. So look at these periods. When dollar is strong, stocks don't do well. Yeah. If you have questions, please put them up. I'll be happy to answer. I'll take my first break. I think I'll be here until, you know, noon probably. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to inform and educate. And even if you don't agree with me, it's great. Just put up your comment. I'm open to listen and learn. I'm still learning after 30 years. Yeah. So AXTI was one. AAOI is another nosebleed. No, man. We don't. That's just rolling over now. So no, we're not going to do that. AXTI may take a shot at some point. These are wild, wild, wild stocks, folks. AXTU is the 2X ETF. I'll probably do it with the 2X ETF. Yeah, and plus they have options. So let's look at the options on this thing. Probably super wide spread, but that's why I will buy the ETF first. Let's say stock is 7. My God. $7 July call is nickel bid $5 offer. Yeah, market maker, go suck on it. I ain't doing it. I used to be one, so I know how they play that game. Yeah, I ain't doing it. Not funny. Yeah, S&P sold off hard while I was going online. Red again. We're almost on the 50 EMA, folks. If we break 50 EMA, look out. Again, I'm not bearish, but things are getting interesting. They're not getting ugly yet. They could get ugly. I also follow 3 intraday charts, right? 1 day, 2 minute, 10 day, 10 minute, 30 day, 1 hour, 60-minute charts. I can read charts as well as anyone. I like my charts clean, but pay attention to fundamentals a lot. You know, fundamentals matter at the end. All the technical bullshit is technical. Doesn't mean shit because there is no chart that tells you what's going to happen tomorrow, and there's no indicator that's a leading indicator. Okay, so chopsticks go so far. But do I know them? Absolutely. Do I pay attention to them? Absolutely. Soxel right on there, right on support now. Soxel is the 3X ETF of SOXX. That's a wild, wild animal. Okay, so 280 down to 150, back to 300. But there is a bearish divergence happening on the daily charts on all of these things. Okay, be careful, folks. That's why on my charts I have 20 EMA, 50 EMA, 200 EMA, Bollinger Band, volume, and MACD. MACD, I know MACD like I know my mother. So this is very bad right here, what's happening here, right? Bearish divergence. Meaning stock, Soxel goes to 280, makes a high, turns down, sells off. Next new high is not followed by the MACD indicator at a new high. That means momentum is absolutely dying. The other thing I'm watching is on Soxel and MICRON on SanDisk, the volume patterns are screaming distribution. I mean, screaming distribution, right? So here's your MICRON, bearish divergence, bad looking divergence. And pay attention. And that also happens bullish divergences too on the bottom. Those are really, really tradable events, folks. And then same thing with SanDisk. SanDisk, not so much as a bearish divergence, but MACD is about to give a sell. So on SanDisk, every new high actually was followed by the momentum indicator following it at a new high. But on SOXX, which is the iShares Semiconductor ETF, they're all pulling back 20 EMA. I said this on Monday. You guys can go check it out. It's on the channel, on the live stream. At least a mean reversion trade will have to happen here. So mean reversion usually is a pullback to 50 EMA, continued uptrend. The trend is up still at the moment, but it's looking tricky at the moment. And the MACD giving you a sell here, and with a bearish divergence to boot, is something you guys need to be careful about. Again, they may go back up, but it's going to take a while for this to get corrected. So, and tradable, talk about tradable. SOXL, what a tool to trade, right? There's options. You can trade 50 EMA, and we tagged it literally and turned back up. Do we do that again? Maybe. Going below the Bollinger Band, middle Bollinger Band usually indicates a visit to the lower band. So I see Soxel going down to about 180 probably. And same thing with MICRON. I see MICRON visiting the lower band, or the 50 EMA, maybe 820 range. And SanDisk, same thing. Potential pullback areas to buy actually for a bounce would be 1520, and I'm doing that with RDW and LUNR and shit like that, and I'm still eating after that. So when they don't hold those levels, then you got to be really, really careful. Then you got to say, okay, I'm gonna take my L and move the heck out of Dodge. So that's it for now. What else is going on? Western Dig. Yeah, that's correcting to 20 EMA. I mean, these are sharp pullbacks, folks. They came out of the blue, huh? Actually, day before, all of these closed at a brand new high, and then everybody there was a fool on Twitter. He goes like, "Oh, you must be bearish." I'm like, "You idiot!" I go, "You're gonna get nailed with this." And I'm like, "Oh, well, hopefully he didn't get nailed." But I'm telling you, folks, this is yeah, okay. We're flashing yellow now. Okay, we're about to go to orange. Now, Micron earnings are after the close. It's not going to be what they do, what they did. It's what they say is going to take. It's going to be very important. The guidance, especially. And they may all pop again tomorrow, but at the moment, it's looking a little precarious, actually. So, yeah, I think 45 minutes is good. I'm going to go take my break. I'll leave you guys with a chart of, I don't know, what do you guys want to watch? SPX. This is Micron. Yeah, this is Micron. I mean, there you go. I mean, this doesn't look, again, it's in an uptrend. Nobody's going to question that. Right? Is it going to be this garden variety 10-15% pullback to 20 EMA middle band and snap back and go make a new high? Potentially it could. But then what I'm seeing is, an SPY, for example, or an SPY, right? It's in distribution, folks. And then same thing on SanDisk. If you look at the volume pattern, that's why I have it color coded. SanDisk not so much, but Soxel, Micron. Look at that. Okay, on this sell-off, look at the volume, right? And then on the bounce, look at the volume. That's why I have it color coded, right? Sell-off, much higher volume. That's called distribution. I was short Soxel, by the way, the first time I made the money, covered it. I haven't shorted it. I just bought SOXS. I bought a few thousand shares of SOXS, and I sold everything today. Yeah, that was it. That was the labels on the trade. I paid $337 and $353, so about $340. I sold it this morning at 410, starting at 395 all the way to 420. So again, we're talking percentages here, right? So that's the 3x inverse ETF of SOX, SOXX. Same thing with SanDisk. Inverse ETF is SNDQ. I sold it this morning about 340, couple thousand shares at 340. I paid, I paid like 2 something for it, 258 for it. So it's not bad. I mean, that's 40%. So that's 2x inverse ETF, by the way. So, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'll leave you guys with SPY, 2-minute SPY chart for all the gamblers out there. This is daily. We're just rolling over a double top here, potentially. SPX, last but not least, if we take out on SPX, if we take out 72.45, I think we could be in pain here. And a lot of people are going to say, now look at this head and shoulder top surge. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Could we get down to 7,000? Yeah, easily on a little quick wash here. And then everybody will go, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. They're all panicking because their stocks are going down 50% on Twitter because they're all into this space rocket labs and shit like that. And I'm going like, yeah, trees don't grow to the sky, man. This is bad anyway. There's major bearish divergence on SPY, by the way. So I explained that before I go. Here's an all-time high. That's MACD. Here's a new all-time high. MACD is not covering the old high momentum coming out. Then we get the sell-off. Then we get the bounce back to all-time high. We didn't even cross. So the only saving grace is sell above zero. When we go below zero, watch out. So understand MACD. Go buy yourself a book. Start reading. I'll be happy to teach you guys too, but there's many nuances of all this stuff. So here's the 2-minute chart on SPY. Yeah, we did sell off pretty hard. And then we're trying to bounce, but it doesn't look that hot. Or you guys want to watch MICRON, or I don't know what you guys want to watch. Yeah, maybe MICRON. Everybody's interested in MICRON. Well, I'll show. I may be trading after hours today, but we'll see. That's the daily chart. And this is the 2 minute. Yeah, no, let's look at SPY. We'll just leave SPY there. I'll go to the front, answer some questions. If there's questions. I'm selling camera. No questions. Okay, cool. Please put the questions. Please post them on the chat. All the information is there. And I'll leave you guys with this. You guys can see this. Yes. And there you go. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Okay, looks like we're building a bear flag here on the 2-minute chart, don't we? We're getting dropped a hammer one more time, huh? Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. This is SPX. We may sell a PCS here actually at some point. Yeah, that don't look pretty. That's a 2-minute 1-day chart. So I have a 10-minute 10-day chart. Yeah, that's under WeWap for sure. Yeah, 72.50 looks fine. Support anyway. And yeah, that's done. 72.35, 72.50 range. I'll probably get there. Probably should get there. If you have any questions, please post it. It could be about anything. Doesn't matter. Ask me anything session. Ask me anything session. Okay, my members are asking me questions. AXTI. Swear I was short that thing at 125, then went to 140 on me, and I managed to make money selling puts against it and things like that. That's called a covered short, by the way. Yeah, those are the labels right there. And then I got assigned and made money with it, but now it's looking pretty oogly. Yeah, there's the shorts right there, right at the top actually. Yeah, the measurement's pretty much there, I think. Let's see, 125, 50, 50 from 118. 68 right there. Yeah. Yes, sir. I wouldn't touch it yet. Bollinger Bands are opening. Yeah, it's downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs. Do the bounces come? Yeah. Are they fierce? Yeah. Should you trade it? Yeah. I'm going to trade it with the AXTU. This is a 2x ETF. Again, 2x ETFs are not to be bought and held, by the way, maybe for a couple, 3 days. That's about it. Due to volatility drag. So be careful with all of these things. With all of these things. Yeah, Wall Street boys got on Wendy's. They're gonna say we're gonna save the company. I'm like, bro, stock was making a lower low. Look at the volume today. Look at the options. I'm sure there's some sort of gamma squeezes going on. Yeah, definitely gamma squeeze going on there. Started here, came back, made a lower low, trapped them all in. I mean, stock is up what today? Up 30%. It was up more. It was up 40%. You know, when these kind of things happen, you also get careful with these kind of junk companies. Like AMC did the same thing with what they did to the shareholders there, right? So you're like, oh, AMC, Wall Street bets, blah, 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 93 cents, pump it to $3. And then what does AMC do? Yep, announce a $200 million share sale. Literally, retail is funding these companies, which is so stupid to me. So stupid. But then it is Wall Street, right? You know. That's Wall Street, folks. Yeah, if we don't hold here, we just roll over. We're just waiting for the moving average to catch up, and we're just going to make a lower low for sure. So 725 is 72.50 is the area I'd kind of be interested in on SPX. Yeah. Yeah, AA, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a bad fucking trade. I did it at the right place too, and then just went a hot knife through butter. I mean, look at this thing. You know, you're going to say, well, Serge, it's catching a falling knife. You know, I understand, but this is Alcoa. This is not like some pump and dump bullshit. And now it's below all the support at like 55, and I put it on at 55. And now we're paying the price for it, you know. But the bounce will come from where, I don't know. There's not much. There's a lot of air between here and 42, so we don't want to watch it go to 42, of course. But 84 to 52 literally in this time frame right here. So stocks do go down, folks, even if they are Alcoa. But it's definitely correlation with USO, with crude oil, because can see. So pay attention to this chart and pay attention to USO. The sooner you figure out the correlation, the better off you're going to be. So look at that chart. They look identical almost, right? Same thing is happening with a lot of the metals. CNX, Century Aluminum, same thing, just straight down. Same thing with gold, same thing with silver, same thing with copper for some reason. Freeport is the largest copper manufacturer. Freeport McMoran. Look at that sell-off, right? So stocks go down, folks. Be careful about all this, especially high-tech shit. High-tech shit has got its own brain. I mean, we're pulling back. We got to hold here maybe like 1,000, 990, 9,000, which is the initial mean reversion trade. And then the next level is 820. Could it get there tomorrow? Sure, it could. Where are all the pumpers going to be when it was at 1,200 saying it's going to 3,000? I have no fucking idea. They'll disappear on off X, but then hopefully they didn't suck in too much retail into it, because there are sure sheep out there. And you follow these people and then they disappear. And I'm like, yeah, well, follow at your own risk. SanDisk, same thing. We're down to 1870, down about, I don't know, $500 from the high. Mean reversion trade happening. Could it get down to 1,500 easily? That's where I would look at it one more time if I had to look at it to the upside. But stocks top like that, bro. And, they're out of the blue. It started with the Korea Kospi, and the gambling going on there is insanity. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how MICRON. Everybody's going to pray that MICRON saves the market now, which is ridiculous, really, because they do that with NVIDIA. NVIDIA actually is lower lows, lower highs. It's making it lower low now. And yeah, it looks like 190 is in play on that one. Yeah, it doesn't look that hot. Not much looks hot, honestly. That's Palantir. Just pull it back out long term, 3 years. If you didn't catch it here, then now we're in no man's land. Again, fundamentals matter, folks. When Palantir got up to 200 and it was selling at like 300 times sales, I was like, I can't buy this thing. I can't. Fundamentals do matter at some point. And pay attention. So that's why I call myself a techno-fundamentalist. Technicals are technicals. Technicals are good for trend snatching and sniping, all these things. But, obviously there's a trend, right? So lower lows, lower highs is a downtrend. Higher highs, higher lows is an uptrend. Well, here's some of the shit I'm dealing with. Look at this thing, right? I was short. I literally was short at 25.63. I covered it at like 23. And I was like, okay, cool. Good money. Yeah. And now we're at 11 and change and looks lower. Right on 200 EMA. The transactions I'm putting on are 200 EMA. So last line of defense. But some of them are not holding, like Lunar, Intuitive Machines and Rocket Lab, and they're not holding. I'm not touching that one yet. I'm waiting for 200 EMA on that one to do maybe a bounce trade kind of a thing. So I do a lot of these counter trend trades when things get oversold, like a rubber band getting stretched. Snapback is going to happen. You have to be really nimble. You have to be watching closely, because it could, rubber band is not going to snap. But if it does snap once in a while, then you're in really pain. That's when you got to take the L and admit you're wrong, and then play for the next day. Same thing is happening. ASTS, all these space stocks are just getting hammered. And look at that thing, So, and then SPCX, I was short. I tried to short at 220. That didn't. They wouldn't give it to me. But that thing 135 IPO. If that thing closes below 150, watch out. So, they did the same thing with CBRS, Cerebras, right? Earnings came out yesterday. Great earnings, 100% growth. Nope. Didn't like it because it was priced at 185. Opened at 385. Now we're at 185. So we're back to the IPO price. Earnings were good. They really were. 100% growth. Well, at some point, Wall Street doesn't give a shit about 100% growth. Because what happens is that stocks go up first. The price goes up first. Okay? And then earnings have to catch up. Once they catch up, at some point, there's going to be balance. And at best, it's going to be a wide trading range. And then it has to wait. Then it'll take the next leg up. So earnings have to catch up. Price, yeah. So when I hear all these or read all these comments on X, I'm sure a lot of people are throwing themselves out of the windows today because it's only down, 500 points on SanDisk. They'll be like, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, what do you want? You got it like a 5X in 3 months. Here's a simple example on MICRON. MICRON was $300. What day was that? March 31st. Bro, we haven't even finished June yet. We haven't finished a quarter. In a single quarter, stock went from 300 to 1,200. You put your money in the bank, you're going to get 3%, 3.5% of money market. What are you going to get 400%? And then they get to 400%, they go like, oh, it's going to 2,000. Yeah, maybe. But I wouldn't bet on it. And so now we're getting the pullback. Next rally up, I'm definitely shorting all of these turds. All of them. Just give me a rally. That's all I'm looking at. But anyway, let's see if there's any questions. No questions. Any questions? G-Money says I'm selling the tulips. Okay, good. Oh, look who's back. Defunk. How's it going, man? How's it going? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know you were around. I disappeared. And I'm like, so BMNU at 1 hill. It's down, what, 60 cents? 70 cents, whatever. Bro, don't know what to say. I mean, don't kick a man when they're down. Oh my God, I just read now holding BMNR at 35. Why? Yeah, you are screwed, buddy. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you listen to some schmuck out there, probably. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, we're going to look at crypto. Crypto's getting hammered today. Bitcoin under 60,000. Let's take a look. Yeah, I would stop messing with that shit when it started bringing. Here's Bitcoin IBIT's, the iShares Bitcoin ETF. My God, lower lows. There you go. That's not a downtrend. I don't know what is. Yeah, under 60,000 now. And same thing with Ethereum. Yep. BMNR, Tom Lee, the GOAT. Oh my God, down to 14. Jesus, where is Michael Saylor? Is it under 100? Oh my God. It's a 94. Holy shit. That's MicroStrategy or strategy. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about these things. I mean, I don't know. It's a downtrend, is a downtrend. There's so many good stocks out there that just you can mess with. Why mess with these things? I'm not even sure. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's just painful. BMNU, is it like 70 cents yet? Oh, yeah, it was close, 75 cents. I did trade the shit out of BMNU. I made really good money with it, actually. With the cover strangles, but no, yeah, I'm done with that. I don't want to mess with it. I'm sure I'll have a reverse split now, pretty much. Yeah, I'll probably have a reverse split. No, probably it will. Yeah, it's painful to watch. What else is there to say? I think on strategy, Michael Saylor, the Wall Street's going to force him to sell the Bitcoin. And then they'll probably push it down to 10,000. And then that's when I'll probably get back in. Well, I am DCAing Bitcoin every Monday. So I've been DCAing every Monday. But my original purchase was in 2020. And I started DCAing in January of 2024. Every Monday, same dollar cost, dollar amount. I'm still going to do it. I think with the monetary and fiscal policy we're running, I think Bitcoin has a place. But they made it so convoluted now that with these preferred ETFs and options and futures, and when they got involved, it was like, fuck, yeah, Wall Street's going to suck it out. Wall Street's going to suck your blood dry on these. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Sorry. Anyway, back at the wrench. Yeah, I think I may have to cut my AA. Yeah, bounce. Yeah, I need a bounce here. When I get a bounce to 65, 66, 55, 56, I'll cut it off. It's nasty. And I mean, again, folks, I put it on at 55, right on 200 EMA, last line of defense. And actually, SMA is right about here, probably. No, it's under 200 SMA too. And these stocks don't go down to under 200 SMAs too often. So even under that, so I bounced to 54, 55. I'm out of there. Yeah, I will get the bounce. We may get it from 50 though. I don't know. So sometimes you got to bleed before you just turn on to green, but then don't let the bleeding get out of control. And the only way I can have this get out of control. Well, it won't get out of control, but what will happen is that position size, right? And keep buying. I'm like, no, position size is the key. Like if you only allocate 2 to 5% of your port into any position, you won't be losing too much sleep over it. But if you go full ported at 50, 80%, then God bless you. Yesterday's hero, today's zero. So, I mean, if an alcohol can go from 85 to 52 in literally 3 weeks of trading, anything is possible. Okay. Yeah. But what's going up? So let's talk about the rotation, right? Financials, right? B of A. That's why SoFi is green, right? New high. See, there's always a rotation. Goldman Sachs, new high. JP Morgan, new high. So figure out the rotation. I have a watch list that kind of figure out the rotation. When all stocks were going up, it was all oil. Well, now they're all getting hammered, right? So, for example, Phillips 66, actually that's holding incredibly well. Exxon, the pure oil play, so you have to just kind of figure out the rotation. What else is rotating to? Consumers, right? Dollar Tree, there you go. Right? That had its time, bounced, earnings, good. Okay, Dollar General, Ross Stores, yeah, boring stocks, but they're all at 52-week highs. See? And would you rather deal with that or deal with the exciting microns and SanDisks and shit? Figure out the rotation. Money's going somewhere all the time, man. And when they're selling the micron, what do you think they're buying? They're going into this. They're buying utilities. They're buying defensive stocks. They're probably buying Coca-Cola. There's Coca-Cola, boring, right there, 52-week high almost, right? So they're buying Walmart probably. Yeah, kind of, yeah. They're buying maybe TJ Maxx. I'll bet you that's a 52-week high. Yep, there you go. See how different it looks? So, figure all this stuff out, man. It's not that hard. And if you don't want to figure it out, then you'll be stuck in some shit. I'll teach you how to do all this. It's not that hard. Not too hard. Okay. If nobody asks me questions, I get bored. Yeah, I don't know why I want to buy some of this XTU. Probably a couple of point trade there. And we'll wait. Patience. Yeah, I don't want these trade labels. At some point, we're going to get a bounce here. Where is that point? Pretty close, though. I think my positions are good. I just need to be a little more patient. Sizing is perfect, so now we're going to have patience. By the way, if anybody says, or anybody to you says, I buy the low, sell the high, I'm like, run the other direction. They're full of shit. Nobody can do that. And then you have other nosebleeds like BE, right? At 52-week high, still holding. Bloom Energy, NBIS. So in some parts of the market, you know, they're pulling back, but they're not getting killed. They are super expensive stocks. Super expensive stocks. Oklo probably is new. Yeah, that's kind of death. So all the quantum computing names, like Rigetti. It's kind of holding actually still. IONQ. I'm surprised it's there. ARQQ had a huge short squeeze. Look at that thing. That thing went from 12 to 28 like in 8 days. But then, when the party is over, don't hang around too long. If you did it, great. If you don't, then, you know. So, yeah, I keep looking at it. I need to bounce to 53. If they're going to close about 53, I'll think about it. We're walking down the lower band, not pretty, but then the bounce will happen. I'll take a bounce to 56, 57. Because I put out some PCSs. I don't want to get put to stock for sure, but those are July positions anyway. Yeah. What else? That's about it. Let's look at the questions. You think Saylor will have to step on BTC? I think potentially. I mean, look, Wall Street is tough, man. Right? They've been shorting MicroStrategy or Strategy MSTR forever, right? What are they doing? They're buying Bitcoin and shorting MSTR because MSTR is selling at a premium. Same thing with BMNR. None of them are selling at a premium, right? NAV, net asset value. What are these companies worth? They don't have anything else. I mean, MSTR was a software company. It's worth nothing. The software business anyway. And then they became that digital asset treasury company, right? And they kept buying Bitcoin. I mean, he bought Bitcoin at 125, and he bought it all the way up. He was all the way down. Now he's doing the prefers. Now he's got the convertibles out there. He's involving debt. Well, those convertible preferreds or the convertible bonds, billions of it, has to get paid back, and they're not long duration. They're 5-6 years. How's it going to do it? Well, Wall Street's saying, if Bitcoin doesn't go up, the only way you can do it is by either selling your Bitcoin or diluting the company and issuing more shares. How did he buy all this Bitcoin? ATM sales, right? At the market stock sales. I mean, how did BMNR do? Because they gave him a net asset value premium because he's Tom Lee. He kept selling ATM. He kept selling shares and buying, buying Ethereum. So, yeah. Hey, TJ, what's up? Yeah, I've been doing it since I started the Discord channel, Discord server. So join the Discord server. We'll chit chat there. Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's very tough. I don't know if you still have it or not, but it's tough. Very tough. It just follows. I do remember when I was on your stream, maybe like a year ago or 6-8 months ago, and everyone was pumping it. Tom Lee, go this, that, this, and like, look, I go, look, man, BMNR is going to go where Ethereum is going to go, right? And that's what's going on. That's what's been going on for a year. So, I don't know. We got to take an L, TJ. You got to take an L here and there, my man. Taking L's is no shame. I don't know. All I know is it's just following Ethereum. And Ethereum is going lower. And BMNR is going to go lower. And until that stops, that's all it can do. Yeah, it's all about that. I mean, look at strategy, right? Under 100, but it's because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is under 60K. Definitely below his cost basis, by the way. And but I think strategy has a lot more risk than BMNR. At least BMNR hasn't issued convertibles yet. Strategy issued billions in convertible bonds, which take precedence above by the way, so you all should understand, you know, the bonds take first. Like if the company goes under, bondholders get paid first. That's why common stock goes to nothing. Common stock is all the way at the bottom. Then you have bonds, you have preferred stocks, you have convertible preferreds, you have, you know, there is like a, let's say there's a totem pole of, you know, what tool they use to raise cash. So bondholders always come first and stockholders always come last. So that's why about a lot of people look at common stock, and common stock is not worth shit. And but then they took on a lot of debt to buy Bitcoin at 100, 120K. I'm talking Michael Saylor did. And those, there's only a couple of ways that can happen, right? So what the bondholders did, the second they bought the bonds, they shorted the stock. That's what they do, is they have to be delta neutral. And Wall Street has been doing that, because but now net asset value, or NAV, is below 1, I think, on BMNR, and so they cannot do share sales. But these bonds, when they mature in 5-6 years, which was done a couple of years ago, somehow these bondholders need to get paid back. So the only way to pay these bondholders back, right, is to dilute, to issue more shares. And Wall Street's kind of sensing it, or sell the Bitcoin. Well, he said he's never going to sell the Bitcoin. Okay, well, we're going to find out. There's a big game of chicken going on here. So we're going to have to find out. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's 60,000. I mean, mental key levels, right? 60,000. You know, all these big round numbers kind of somehow have a little bit of a resilience. Next one would be 55 or 57.5. You know how that goes. Like with stocks, it's the same thing. Like Palantir getting to 200. I mean, you know, it's the same thing. But yeah, I've been out of these things for a while, and it just kind of like, no. At some point, I gotta say no. And I'm blessed that I did it, because I was like, where would I be otherwise? But then, you know, I'm good at taking L's, man. Once in a while, you gotta accept that you're wrong. Not once in a while, a lot actually. If you're trading actively, you gotta accept that you're wrong and move on. But yeah, it's you know, did Tom Lee lose credibility about this? Probably not. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. I mean, his targeting was wrong when he was pounding the table of what was he saying? 20,000 Ethereum in 2026 or something like that. I mean, that was like, I don't know how they do that. But he used his Wall Street credit, and he spent some of it, actually, you know. A lot of people followed it because of Tom Lee, not understanding. The other thing is, you have to ask your question this, right? Question this. Michael Saylor is buying thousands of Bitcoin. Tom Lee is buying hundreds of thousands of Ethereum at literally daily, weekly, and the price is going down. I get it. They're not doing an open market. If they did open market on Coinbase or something, it'll fly, but they're doing an OTC desk. But even on the OTC desk, there's a transaction. There's a seller. Who's the seller, right? I mean, for every buyer, there's a seller. And whatever desk you're trading on, or whatever platform you're trading on, who's the seller? Somebody was selling it. And the price talks to me. Price takes precedence for me. Price is the price. I cannot argue with the price, ever. My suggestion is never argue with price. Price is there. You may have an opinion about something, right? Your opinion is as valid as anybody else's. But the price is the price. You know, I wouldn't argue with price. Then you start creating personal biases and stuff like that. That doesn't work in trading. I'll take you to the poorhouse for sure. So my advice is, if you're a technical analyst, look at the chart. If you're a fundamentalist, look at the fundamentals. My suggestion is do like a hybrid. Look at the fundamentals, look at the technicals. If both are supporting each other, great. Then, you know, trade. But yeah. Only way Sailor gets saved. Well, it doesn't look like parabolic, my man. It looks like this way. We're going to find out. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game of chicken, right? Especially when the bonds are due, when the convertibles are due. I think they're due in like 3 years or 3.5 years. He put out a lot. He put out like over, I don't know, 12, 14 billion maybe if I may be wrong, don't hold me to this, but at least 10+ billion of convertibles out there. Convertibles meaning convertible into shares at a certain price. All those people are underwater, but if I'm a convertible bond buyer, the first thing I'm doing is shorting the stock as soon as I buy the convertible. So that's what they do. That's what convertible desks do. They buy the convertible, they short the stock. Okay, you're going to say, well, what's the purpose of that? Well, the purpose of that is you're hoping that the bond is going to pay a decent rate return, right? Interest. And in Michael Saylor's case, I think it was like 1% or some ridiculously low number. But what if you just bought the convertible and didn't short the stock? Look, where would you be? So then on the upside, your gain is yours, right? Because at some point, if MicroStrategy had gone up to 300, 400, 500, and the conversion price was 250, not only you're getting paid interest, but you're going to convert at 250 and sell it at 500 and get yourself a really, really good return. But you have to be delta neutral when you're buying convertibles. You have to short the stock. Yeah. What are your thoughts about Warren B saying price tells you the latest about the quality? And I said this before. Warren Buffett is a goat, but if Warren Buffett started investing today, he wouldn't be Warren Buffett. I can assure you that. Again, Warren Buffett is a goat. I have zero questions about who am I to question Warren Buffett. He's the goat. But when he started investing versus what we're going through now is a lot different. TJ is a lot different. Even from 20 years ago, it's a lot different. And buying and holding something forever, that's why, look at Berkshire Hathaway stock. Dead money for the last couple of years anyway. Because look, again and again, the actual business, the other thing with that argument is business cycles are so much shorter now. In his day, business cycles were like a decade, right? Maybe more. But business cycles are so short now, right? And to me, it's like, that's, yeah, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. Is it like a pair trade? Yeah. The convertible versus shorting shares? Yeah. There's no convertible desk that buys a convertible and doesn't short the underlying, because they're basically guaranteeing themselves money. If it goes down, they're making money on the shorts because the bond is the bond. Bond's going to mature at par. You're going to get your money back. But then you don't buy a convertible. You buy a convertible because you think the underlying is going to appreciate, and your conversion price is, let's say, 200 on, I don't know what the prices are, but on MSTR, while stock is at 500, Bitcoin is at 500,000. Now you have the huge kicker while you're getting paid some interest for holding that bond. So yeah, it is kind of like a pair trade. Yeah, not exactly like a pair trade. It's more like a neutralizing your downside, basically. Pair trade would be like, you could be long Coke, short Pepsi or something like that. But, or like, for example, the best pair trade last 3 years has been long FedEx, short UPS, both the same business. Look at the charts. FedEx, new all-time highs, UPS, dead. So that's kind of a pair trade. But bond, well, it's more like a hedge. It's more than a pair trade. What are your thoughts on the 40 cycle from that? Nah, I don't pay any attention to any of that shit, bro. That's all made up bullshit on the internet. Bitcoin is like 15 years old. What cycle? People just make up shit on the internet. TJ knows this. There's a bunch of idiots on X that just make up shit. When it goes up, it's this reason. After the fact. But bro, tell me before the fact, and I can participate. Like, there's a bunch of charlatans on X or YouTube or whatever. They go like, oh, well, it's because of this. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? Come talk to me a little bit. Doesn't make any sense, bro. All right, TJ, have a good one, man. I remember the times of getting stock certificate. I have one actually hanging in my office. And one of the commentators said it's from Enron, the bankrupt Enron. All right, you have a good one. But anyway, man, yeah, it's look, okay, you have to know who you are, first of all. What are you? Who are you? Are you a trader? What are you? Figure out who you are. Once you figure out who you are, just stick to that. and put the horse blinders on, have your rules set, take your L's, take your W's, and look at your account equity at the end of the year. You made the dollar more, great, you're profitable. But, you know, we're all trading, right? We're all trading differently. We're all trading different assets, shorts, I mean, futures and commodities and bonds and equities and options and leaps and this and that. It's endless ETFs, endless amount of tools out there to trade. But I think most people don't know what they're good at, you know, and it's really difficult to become good at like one single thing. But that would be my suggestion, just become really good at one thing. And then maybe you can expand your horizons. But then just because some jackass says something and you read it, and then the internet is full of these jackasses saying, yeah, BMNR is going to 800 or whatever. I'm like, bro, where are those people? Because the internet is like the Mission Impossible, you know, the old Mission Impossible. I'm old enough to remember that. I used to love that show. There was like a tape, literally tape. The guy would listen to his mission, and then he would go, pfft. That's like Twitter is like that. You put something up, nobody asks you the question later, right or wrong. I'm the only one literally posting my positions, and people say, well, and I don't delete shit. Go look at it. This is my position. I lost money on this. I made money on this. That's it. But my point is, don't listen to shit. Do your own due diligence. That's why I'm telling you guys here. Don't listen to me. You'll learn from me and then figure it out on your own, what to do, how to do it. But you will learn. You will learn structure. You will learn trade setup. You will learn fundamentals. You will learn when to push. You will learn when to put the brakes on. You will learn sizing, which is key. You will learn risk management. You will learn money management. You will learn all that. But then you have to apply it. That's why, you know, I'm super against paper trading. Like, what does that mean? What good does it do to you? It's like paper trading is like my son playing Grand Theft Auto. You know, he gets killed and then he pushes the reset button. He starts again. Okay, I'm paper trading. Okay. You're not losing anything, because when money gets involved, emotions get involved, fear, greed, all this stuff. These are powerful, powerful emotions that fuck up your chemicals in your brain. And you know, then it becomes really difficult. You know, get your car and get in the race. Small car, beater car, $1,000 account. You can blow 10 $1,000 accounts. Trade with money, though. Paper trading is bullshit. And whoever disagrees, you can put a comment there. Paper trading doesn't get you anywhere. You all notice, you paper trade for a year, you're all green, and then you start putting your money in, and then you're just gone. Blown accounts, you know? I don't know, man. So I'm willing to teach all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to teach all that stuff. Sorry, man. I know you've been around for a while. Yeah, lucky, good, whatever, you know? Those don't come around that often, the funk. Those are generational moves. Those don't come around that often, you know? And hopefully you wrote it well enough to absorb the BMNR bullshit that you went through. Well, I appreciate it, man. That's all I'm trying to do, pay it forward and just make sure you guys understand why I'm still here after 30 plus years. I have some friends who are still doing this very successfully. The difference is they're not on YouTube. I'm just paying it forward. This is my release. This is instead of talking to a shrink, I'm talking to you guys. That's basically what I'm trying to do. And in the meantime, if I can create some alpha for you, and if I can, you know, pass on this experience, great. And if you want to learn, stick around. If you are YOLOer on a Robinhood account, following Wall Street bets, fine. Hey, man, you know, we all, like TJ says, we all run our own race. No problem. But I think I'll have an audience, and people will appreciate that I've been through so many wars. I have so many, you know, wounds, but I'm still around. Not too many traders are around for 30 years, you know, and so I'm glad to be able to pass this on, you know, because there's a digital record of all this. And I'm long gone, dead and gone 10 years from now, but then I'm still on YouTube somehow. A video that's watched by a young trader, and he watches the videos that I have on the channel and says, oh shit, I can learn from this guy. And that's the digital record that we're all creating by being on YouTube. I ain't on YouTube for flex, and I live at a beautiful place. I'm 58, bro. I don't need this. But I do it just to pass it on because I know how difficult it is. I know how difficult it is. Markets go down. When they go down hard, and people get wiped out. And the key is to understand, you know, when to say when to fold, when to hold. Unfortunately, a lot of people know how to hold. They're full of shit, bro. That's why I only have 5,000 subs on YouTube, and then some jackass has like 500,000 subs. It doesn't matter. I ain't looking for YouTube money. That's pittance. YouTube algo is as bad as any other trading algo. So I don't pay attention. But if you can learn, if you can spread the word and saying there's the dude out there, you know, it's going to be there for another probably 6 months, a year, and then maybe we can learn from it. And then there's a digital record. All this stuff is, I don't delete tweets. I don't delete videos. They're all on the channel. Go check it out. But that's why I'm trying to improve financial literacy. I'm trying to, you know, I'm doing different things to, you know, it's like a little triangle between the website, the Discord server, and the YouTube channel. There's a lot of digital records of me saying this stuff. And hopefully some of you will learn, and some of you will go, okay. And again, I don't want you to be me, because you cannot be me. We're all different. But at least there is some baseline that we can create. That this is the baseline. Like, these rules cannot be broken. Okay? Because every time you break a rule, you're going to blow an account. So that's all I'm trying to say. Okay? Man, it feels bad for you, bro. Got to rebuild my life. Is it that bad? Wow. Jesus Christ. Wow. What can I say? I don't know what to say. I mean, look, you know what, actually, I take my hat off to you. I really do. Because most people that have done this, and there's thousands in your shoes, just like this, who will not be man enough to admit it, because they will only look at look at my realized gains. See, you could say, look at all my realized gains on PLTR, and not mention BMNR, but you're at least man enough. And you know what? You will make a good trader one day, because you're at least admitting this, right? Most jackasses that I've met in my life, they're all disappeared. This they will not be able to do. Again, it's not a good analogy probably, but like alcoholic, right? You're an alcoholic. The first sign is you go to an AA meeting and say, hey, I'm Sergio, I'm an alcoholic. You're admitting it. Hopefully you have learned. Hopefully you have learned. And I pray to God that you find another PLTR. And hopefully you have learned. You know? Hopefully you have learned, man. Yeah, no, man, thanks. I take my hat off to you. Tip my hat to you, because most people wouldn't be able to fucking admit this. Yeah, there you go. Time is on your side, my man. I'm turning 35 in a month. Just got my MBA from that. Fuck. Absolutely, bro. What are you talking about? I didn't know you're particular. So great college, MBA, 35. Yeah, AI is going to have struggles with you probably. But now you understand the other side of the hill, which I talk about quite often, right? This is becoming a personal, like a session here, but I don't mind actually at all. Because he's been around, and on this chat when I was doing live streams a few months ago, and I was like, get out, bro. Take the hit. But long story short, your whole life is ahead of you. Hopefully you're going to have a great career. I don't know what you got your MBA for, but great college. I'm sure you have job offers. If you thought this was a get-rich-quick scheme because of your Palantir success, it's not. To do this full-time is very difficult. Only 10% people are successful. And it's also kind of surprising they have an MBA from Cal Berkeley and you didn't understand any of this shit before you got into it, though. you know. But then you got caught up in the web, you know, the inner web. Yeah, I hope you had reached out to me before. Yeah, no, but now start investing. The funk. You're 35, bro. Go read some of those articles on my website. Go read about Rule of 72. Go read about power of compounding. Go read about all this stuff. They're all there. If you don't like reading, click listen to these articles. Go read about dollar cost averaging. Building long-term wealth is not going to be done by finding PLTRs. Granted, most stocks go from lower left to the upper right. Start, investing. Investing is different than trading. Trading is playing. Investing is different. I have an investment account as well. So separate the fun from the business. Business is growing long-term wealth. Fine. That's investing. The trading part is increasing that investment account's return by a few percentage points. That's what you should be looking at. You're so young, bro. What should I say? I'm 58. I mean, I'm fine, but I'm just, yeah, tip my hat to you. At least you're admitting it. I didn't know your particulars, so I don't actually. I still feel very bad, but at least, like, if you had said I'm 55 and I lost everything in BMNR, I'd be like, fuck. What do I say to this guy? Why he didn't take his lost and short, bro? Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Why didn't you short it? A lot of people go like, why not? After the fact, it's easy. When you're in the heat of the battle, you go like, you don't even know what side the shit's coming from to you. Vartan, come on, Vartan. You're better than that. Why he didn't this, why he didn't that. It's not about that. It's done. Whatever's done is done. He bent over already. Okay, so what do you want him to say? That's the thing that I don't like, bro. Come on. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. But the way you said it was like, oh, dummy, why didn't you get out and short on top of that? I'm like, bro, Vartan, when you're in shit, first day you'll smell the shit. Second day you smell the shit less. Third day you won't smell it at all. But then you're still in shit. So it's difficult. It's difficult to take an L, my man. That's what I'm trying to say, man. You know this. Like I said this a million times. Take the fucking L. Because tomorrow it'll get worse. Mentally, financially, physically, every which way. Learn how to take the fucking L. Take the L. Good riddance. There's 10,000 other stock. I mean, and somebody said LUNL is a 200 EMA. I'm like, bro, I know it's fucking, I don't know. Let me take a look. Well, where's SPY now? Garbage. Market's selling off again? I don't know. Oh, we tried to attempt rally or retesting the low? I get you. Okay. All right. Well, it's all right. RDW testing the low. LUNR testing the low or making a lower low? No. Oh, it actually did bounce. Okay, what about it? It's 200 EMA. Yeah, we know. It's fucking dead. Okay. Well, we just bought it. Let's give it a chance, man. Some of these, fuck. We just got it. We didn't buy it at 50. We'll be all right. I mean, we didn't buy it at like 45. We just bought it like yesterday and today. Let's give it a chance. My God. Let's give it a chance like this, like a little fucking pop, and then we'll take it out and make some money or break even. My God, man. Anyhow, XT. Why am I stuck on the stock? I don't know why. I want to make some money on this though. I really do. Yeah, I want to make some money on this. We'll see. I don't know what to say, folks. MICRON earnings. Everybody's praying. MICRON, please say something good. MICRON, meanwhile, making a lower low. It's about to crack 1,000. Okay, awesome. SanDisk, same shit. Soxel must be lower. Yeah, 215. I think I sold SOXS earlier, but then it's okay. I got to take the 30, 40%. 430. Okay. Yeah, those are all gone, so I don't have any downside protection. I may short some futures, actually, but we'll see. Are they going to run open door next? I was thinking about that when they ran the Wendy's. It's up. Wow, shit. Yeah, banks are doing well, so that's where the money is going for sure. In my 52-week high listed a lot of bank stocks. I can't trade banks. They're not my cup of tea. They're not my cup of tea. See, it's the financial ETF. I can't trade that one. That's okay. We'll wait. Maybe we're patient. Well, Velo at 16 is a buy for me. Down to 1787. Okay, give me a couple more points. See, I'm not buying anything now. But that was a good trade last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago. I paid like 15.5 and sold it at 21, and then it went to 31. But it's okay. I had like 1,200 or 1,500 shares. Pull back to 16. I'll buy you again, but not here. Not here. No. Yeah, Soxel in the middle of nowhere, under the middle band. Yeah, I think we may get the 185 tomorrow on this thing. This is the 3x bullish ETF of SOXX. So you guys understand. 3x ETF, not 2x ETF. Looks freaking toppy to me. That's all I can say. AAOI, AEHR. It's not touching. I was short that thing too. Not pretty, folks. Planet Labs, all these fucking space stocks that are now worth shit are selling off. Yeah, that's on 200 EMA. Where's Amit? He was like doing a call, you know, he's one of the huge fucking influencers. He goes, oh, ASTS. And like, then he went to 130. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, where are you now? Bro, stocks are to be bought and sold. Period. How many times can I say the same shit? Tesla. Everybody's going to go Tesla. What about Tesla? Tesla's the same price as it was 4 years ago. BRKA, Berkshire, talking about Warren Buffett. It's not the company. Yeah, it is the focus. Yeah, okay. There you go. Berkshire Hathaway. All right there. Let's go 3 years. Okay, BRKB, is it? What is that? Berkshire. BRKB. Okay. There's BRKB. Okay. That's going back to 2017. Follows the S&P 500 pretty much. But then if you look at some chip stocks and this and that, so this has been sideways since this is 2025. July of 2024. Okay, couple of years, year and a half. Same thing with Tesla. What about Tesla? People like those Tesla groupies. If you bought it 10 years ago, great. Tesla, there you go. Okay, let's just look at it. Tesla today is at 380. July of 2021, 380. It's only 5 years. Same price. Now, is Tesla a good trading stock? Yes. There you go. But if you're original buyer at 11 and rode through the growth phase, amazing. And then it goes to 400, then goes down to 100. So all I'm saying is now it's a good trading tool for me. There are certain times that a company is a buy and hold growth phase, right? Same thing happened on Palantir. Now a lot of people go, oh, Palantir is cheap. I'm like, how's it cheap? Still not cheap. Still expensive. Plus Palantir has political risk. God forbid, if Trump loses the election, Democrats come, what do you think is going to happen to Palantir stock? Not great. There's Palantir, 10 years, going back. If you rode it from $10 to 200, great. You didn't, I know. But then even if you rode it from 10 to 100, 10x, where are you going to get that money ever in the world? Now we're just on the other side of the hill. The other side of the hill is slippery. Okay, well, could it go to 85? Sure. Earnings have to catch up. Well, stock's waiting. Meanwhile, it's pulling back. So, same thing. MICRON. Look at MICRON. MICRON, I remember, was $5 stock. It goes to 1,200, and there are jockeys out there saying it's going to 2,500. Like, bro, what is wrong with your brain? Oh, it's going to do this. It's going to do that. It's going to do this. Projections for 2027. Bro, you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. What 2027? That's why the analysts, we used to laugh at analysts when they called us on the desk. I'd be like, what? Bro, I'm trying to make like a dime here selling 100,000 shares. What do you care about? What do I care about your freaking analysis? So, I mean, on the weekly chart, MICRON looks ugly. Putting a key reversal day in. MICRON easily go back to 700 and still be an uptrend, by the way. So you guys know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Don't look that hot. We'll find out. We'll find out after they close today. I'll probably pump it. Now, if they pump it at the open and sell it off and turn it red, you know it's under distribution. Okay? There's no ifs and buts about it. Yeah, S&P is retesting the low. Actually made a lower low. Trying to bounce. Yeah, not pretty. Not pretty. Not pretty. What are we going to buy? We're going to buy on 52. Fuck. Yeah, I may have to cut that AA. Only 20 lots. I don't know. I'm 70% cash, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I might have to take some small L's. After the bounce, though, if there's going to be a bounce. If there is going to be a bounce, I will trade the crap out of Soxel tomorrow if that thing drops to the 50 MA, that's for sure. There will be one mother of a rally coming up. 185, I would say. We're not that far, man. It's 215. That's 30 points. That's, what is that? 10, 12%, 15%, 14%. I can do that in a heartbeat because this is the 3X ETF. So SOXS goes down 5%. This thing goes down 15%. Yeah, why not? In fact, I could go lower. So we're at 655. We're down to 590. So we're down 10%. And the other thing, it should be down 30%. This one here. 300 to 215. Yeah, exactly. Down about 30%. So it's a 3X ETF. The inverse one is SOXS. Again, these are not to be bought and held. These are trading tools. See, look at SOXS. Going to zero. Like BMNU. Going to zero. Reverse split. How many reverse splits did this thing have? Many. Still going to zero. Volatility drag. All the shit. Yeah. Bitcoin. Holy crap. 60,000. Wow. I guess we'll buy more. Buy another $100 every Monday. Every Monday, buy $100. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going crazy with that garbage. Freak. Fui. Not funny, man. Shit selling off. I know it feels bad. But then, if you size correctly, even if you take an L, it's going to be a small L. Where is the rally? Is it ever going to rally? My God. If you told me that, I wouldn't have believed it. There will be a rally. From where, though, is the question. Where is the next level of support on AA? I'm not crazy enough to go double up on this shit, because there is no support here. Honestly. There's no support until like 40. Yeah. Oil needs to rally a little bit for the correlation to end. And at some point, it will end without it because it's a company. It's not oil. Oil at 200 EMA is kind of, maybe that'll be a bounce point. Definitely 100% correlation between oil and AA and C and X and all these other names. Yeah, gold looks ugly. Where is the next support on gold? I remember when it was 5,200, everybody goes, go on to 10,000. I'm like, huh? I mean, it's broken down. It looks freaking ugly. Well, next support is going to be about 350 on GLD. What is that? 3,700 on gold? Yeah, when it went parabolic, I remember I was short actually. We got out early though. I remember that. NUGT also had the best trade of last year on NUGT. It was like here, right here. I remember I had a synthetic on. I was short 80s, long, I think long 80, 90, put credit spread. I mean, put debit spread. Okay, so when is NUGT? Where is NUGT going? NUGT, by the way, is the daily gold miners 2x bullish 2x ETF. That's a wild animal too. Or you can do individual stocks like Pan American Silver, retesting the low, Excalibur Silver, EXQ, I think. No, it's EXK, I was right. Endeavor Silver, sorry. And then AG, First Majestic Silver. They're all testing the lows. Yeah, they don't look funny. Hecla Mining. Wheaton Precious Metals. That's wild too. Some of these could be bought here. The second buy. It could be bullish divergence developing here, by the way, folks. That's what I'm looking for. Like it was bearish divergence on the chips. There could be a bullish divergence developing here. So on the bullish divergence side, MACD makes a lower low. Obviously, stock's making a lower low. Stocks makes a lower low, retest the low, and the MACD doesn't make a low. Stocks turns, MACD turns, especially if it goes above zero. That's called a bullish divergence, just like the opposite of the other one. That's happening on the chips, which is all bearish divergence. So watch for those divergences. They're powerful. They don't happen that often, but when they do happen, like I think SoFi has a bullish divergence actually, and Hood had a bullish divergence. Yeah, there's your bullish divergence on SoFi. Here's the low. Stock rallies. This was the low, MACD low, when it was 15. Rallies to 20, pulls back to 15, exactly. And then this MACD is a lot higher than this. That's your bullish divergence, okay? And Hood had the same thing. right there. So hood make a low of 65 right here. Rallies, comes back, retests 70, nada. And now we're on our way. And hood, I'm a buyer of. Because there was a 100% correlation between Bitcoin and hood that ended. For sure, obviously that ended. Now I'm a buyer of hood right about 92 or 93. And hood's 2x ETF is Robin, by the way. If you guys are going to trade ROBN. Yeah, I will trade ROBN or options. Something like that. And I'll figure it out when it gets there. But it has to get there. I am chasing it. I'm not chasing it. All right. Anything else? Can I help anybody else? No. Okay. Okay. Let's put SPY and go have one more coffee. My trading is boring. I put the positions on and wait, folks. I swing trade. I don't day trade. I don't need to day trade. I don't like it, and I don't think you can make money day trading. I am stuck on this for some reason. I don't know why. I have a mental weakness against this. I feel like there's a trade here that I'm going to miss. There's no trade here, Serge. Don't listen to the man on your right shoulder. He's full of shit. I will trade AXTU, though. I can assure you that. I will trade that thing. That's a 2x ETF. For the bounce. Anyway, let me go have some more coffee. I'll be back. I was going to be until noon. Maybe I'll just end the stream. Oh, there comes the sell-off. Every time I go say I'm going to take a break, market, oh, look at the sell-off. Look at that bar. It's the 2-minute chart on SPY. Let's look at SPX. Yeah, lower lows, lower highs, man. What'd that say? 72.50? I think that's fair. Yeah, right about here, down here. 72.50, 40, 72.40, 72.50. Next level. After that, then it becomes a little tricky. Right here. Then it becomes a lot tricky. Yeah, then it becomes super tricky. If we take out 72.50, watch out. Watch out, then I think 7,000 is in play. Right about here, the all highs in play. 69.50 to 7,000. But again, those chopsticks. You know. Chopsticks, schmopsticks. Yeah. Okay, let's have questions. Any questions? Let me get out fast. Make or break moment first. Yeah, probably. I don't know. There's always that. If you're trading actively, it's make or break every day. All right, I'm going to put the charts up. You guys enjoy yourselves. Let me go have a little coffee. And then I shall be back while S&P making a lower low now. Whoa, whoa. MICRON. Lower low. Hammer, drop the hammer. Big ass volume coming in on the sell side. Ooh, SNDK, same shit. Also Excel, same shit. Yeah, it's just, do you guys see how that follows that red line? The magical red line? Yeah, don't mess with the red line, bro. That's the line in the sand. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll be back. Maybe another 10 minutes. Put your questions up, please. Please. Okay. What they do? There's a bullish divergence on the 2-minute. You guys see this? Here's the low, lower low. If we do go above zero, we could rally here a little bit on the SPX. Or this will roll over. It's under zero already. It'll roll over and we'll give up the ghost at the end of the day. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. Well, we must go above zero for us to get the good rally going on MACD. This is the 2-minute 1-day chart for the short-term chopstick readers. Okay, I think I'll just go until 9 more minutes, and then if there's any questions, I'll answer the questions. Okay, no questions. Why not? Don't you guys ask me anything? All right, let's take care of some business, and then I'll just go. All right, so website right there. All of this is in the show notes on the links. Links are down here if you can't grab the links here. Please go subscribe to the free newsletter I offer every Monday at noon. It drops in your mailbox. Great articles, basic investing stuff, really. And if you want to get into more intricate trading stuff, launched a Discord server last Monday. That's the free Discord server right there. The link is in the show notes as well. You can go grab it. You get the same newsletter every Monday. So if you join Discord, I post the free letter on Mondays, and obviously have a chat and this and that and whatever comes with free. And then there's a premium Discord. And the link is in the show notes for that as well. And what you get for it, you get me for a Big Mac and a half, because you get my trades. None of this is trading, financial, or investing advice. What you do is very risky. I can handle the size of the account, can handle the risk. Do your own due diligence, of course. On the premium Discord, you get my trades live. You get end-of-day positions. You get my Robinhood account, which is the $1,000 Robinhood account challenge. You get that, and you get every 2 weeks you get a members-only live stream where you can ask me anything. That's where education happens mostly. So that's the premium Discord, and in order for you to take advantage of that premium Discord 50% off promo for 3 months, you have to enter on checkout first 100, capital FIRST 100. I don't know how many there are at the moment, but after the first 100, you will not get that. And with that discount, you're getting me for a Big Mac and a half. I think that's gold, but hey, what do I know? And last but not least, there's a Twitter channel. And here's the Trading Desk Twitter account, at Trading Desk HQ. You can follow me on Twitter. I just opened an account. I do have a personal account under Sergio, but then I wanted to separate the Trading Desk from my personal stuff. So that's the handle for the Trading Desk on Twitter. So thank you for joining. I'll probably be back tomorrow, because tomorrow will be probably a pretty active trading day for a lot of people. And MICRON earnings are on tap after the close. Thank you for you guys to join me. And I'm looking for more interaction, actually. So if you guys want to ask me questions, ask me questions. Yeah, MICRON earnings after the close. Let's see what happens. Sell-off came out of the blue. I see all the pumpers have disappeared out of X, but who knows? Who knows? So with that said, I'm going to say goodbye. I want to get rid of the red hat, bro. I want to put a black hat, green hat. But again, market's only down 3-4% from the high. So with that said, you guys have a great day. We'll see what MICRON brings. If they sell it off after they double the earnings expectations, earnings expectations are pretty high. obviously, if they just came with what expected, stock's going to sell off hard. But the rumor is that at least market's expecting at least 50 to 60% above what's expected. So even if they come that way, because they sold it off previously, they may rally tomorrow. But then on any rally, these are shorts or sales for me. Most importantly, it's what they're going to say about the guidance. SanDisk, MU, Western Digital, Seagate, a lot of these stocks, AMD, they're all going to move, obviously, with Micron and what Micron says. Not that they do the same thing, but especially on the memory stocks, DRAM makers, SRAM makers, and HBM makers. This is going to be a very key report coming up. The whisper is 50 to 60% above the analyst community's expectations. If that happens, it still may sell off or may not, just for the fact that they sold it off before the earnings. Sell off before the earnings is normal because they had gone to nosebleed sections. What's happening in Korea obviously is important. SK Hynix, Samsung, Korean companies, major, memory makers. So, follow the news, but don't get pushed and pulled with news. Don't listen to any jackass on Twitter because they're just pumpers. That's all there is to it. Because they'll all disappear after the first 20% sell-off. So size correctly, know what you're doing. If you're going to step up, have your mental stop. I don't put physical stops. I put mental stops. So when they get there, I'm out of there. My thing is I'm okay to take small L's. If I can take $1,000 L, I can make that up easily. If I take a $10,000 L, that's going to be difficult. If I take a $20,000 L, then it's going to be much more difficult. So mind your account equity. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably come on earlier tomorrow, depending on my schedule. I'll probably come on. Maybe I'll come on at the open because we may get all the action the first hour and a half. But then in order to do that, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Put a thumbs up if you like it. It's free. And if you subscribe, turn on notifications because my live schedule is all over the place. Like today was at 10 o'clock. Yesterday was at 8:30 a.m. Pacific. I'm in the Pacific. You guys are watching my backyard. Hope you enjoyed the view. If you guys don't like it, let me know. I'll go back to the trading pit. But I like this. This is serene. This is kind of calming. It's all good. So with that said, have a great day. Be profitable. May all your shorts tank and may all your longs skyrocket. How about that? And last but not least, bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. Don't be a pig. Have a good one.